Most men go through life never truly seeing older women. Not really. They see a face marked by time, a body changed by years, a voice softened or hardened by experience, but they don't see the person underneath. And that's the tragedy. Not. For her, she's lived long enough to know how to carry her own weight, but for the men who are blind to the wisdom, the depth, and yes, the quiet suffering that comes with age, especially for a woman in a world that worships youth. Older women carry silent struggles. They don't complain about them. They rarely talk about them openly. In fact, they've often been silenced not by force, but by dismissal, by being ignored, by slowly fading out of the social spotlight that once made them feel alive, seen, wanted. It starts gradually. A fewer compliments, fewer lingering glances. Conversations shift. No longer is she the center of attention. She becomes background. Necessary, perhaps, respected in certain settings, but no longer visible, and she feels it every day, but she doesn't show it. And that's what most men miss. A Stoic man doesn't rush past the surface. He trains himself to see clearly, without illusion. He recognizes what others miss, not for manipulation, not for gain, but because he's grounded in reality. And the reality is, older women are some of the most complex, emotionally rich, and silently burdened individuals walking among us. You see, when a man ages, he often gains value, at least in the eyes of society. He becomes distinguished, experienced, a leader. For many women, aging feels like a slow erasure. From the time she was young, she was taught directly or indirectly that her worth was closely tied to how attractive she was, how youthful, how desired. And the world confirmed that belief over and over. Then one day, it changes. It doesn't matter how sharp she is, or how kind, or how deep her wisdom runs. Suddenly, the world just doesn't look at her the same way. But Stoicism teaches us that suffering doesn't always look like pain. Sometimes it looks like silence, like acceptance, like resilience forged in fire. Think about the sacrifices she's made, the emotional labor, the caregiving, the times she swallowed her own needs to prioritize others. And when she finally reaches a point in life where she should be honored for all she's given, she becomes invisible instead. She has experienced love, loss, betrayal, loyalty, motherhood, career setbacks, health issues, and more. But no one asks her what those lessons felt like. People assume she has nothing new to offer because her hair has grayed, or her body doesn't move the way it once did. But to a Stoic, that's nonsense. To a Stoic, time adds value, takes it away. Experience deepens character. True strength is built through adversity. And if you're paying attention, older women are walking libraries of Stoic resilience. She doesn't panic when a relationship falls. Apart, she's been through worse. She doesn't complain when her body aches. Learned to endure. She doesn't seek attention, because she's discovered how hollow it often is. There is a certain kind of quiet power in women who have walked through hell and come back wiser, but most men never see it, because they're too focused on external signs of vitality, status, pleasure, and I'm not here to judge that. Attraction is natural. We are drawn to youth because evolution wired us that way. But the Stoic man doesn't just follow instinct. He examines it. He understands it, but he's not ruled by it. Most men don't understand how deep the emotional world of an older woman runs. They assume she's no longer interested in love, intimacy, or meaning. But the truth is, many of them crave it more than ever. They just no longer wear their hopes on their sleeves. They've been let down too many times. She has loved deeply and lost. She's been abandoned when she needed someone most. She's given and given only to be left behind. Yet she still shows up for others. She still gives. She still listens. That is Stoicism in action, even if she never studied philosophy. She might not quote Epictetus or Marcus Aurelius, but she lives their lessons. She understands She's learned not to expect fairness. She's mastered the art of endurance. The Stoics taught us that what matters most is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. And older women have had to master that skill in a world that constantly tells them their time has passed, but their time hasn't passed. Their time has evolved. They no longer seek to impress. They seek to impact. They no longer chase love. They look for presence. They're no longer fooled by promises. They pay attention to actions. Most men miss this because they're not trained to look beyond the obvious. They chase stimulation. The Stoic man seeks understanding, and here's the quiet truth. If you slow down, if you listen deeply, if you stop trying to judge or fix or impress, and you simply see Hershey open up in ways no younger person can, her stories won't be loud. They won't always be happy, but they'll be real. They'll be full of wisdom earned over decades. And if you're wise, you'll learn more from one honest conversation with an older woman than from 10 self-help books. But you have to be present. You have to be humble. You have to be curious, not about what she was, but about who she is now. There's a reason many Stoic teachers were older. There's a gravity that comes with years. When you've seen empires fall, people change. Illusions fade. You learn to focus on what matters, and that's what older women have done, often without even realizing it. They've let go of superficial things not because they wanted to, but because life forced them to. And in that process, they've become stronger, more grounded, more stoic than many men who call themselves philosophers. So the question is, will you continue walking through life blind to this? Or will you start to see what others don't? Don't fall into the trap of thinking that wisdom comes only from men, or that beauty has an expiration date, or that strength always shows itself in muscles and loud voices. Real strength is quiet. It's persistent. It's in the woman who wakes up every morning and faces a world that no longer sees her, but still gives her best anyway. It's in the woman who buries her grief beneath a warm smile, who shows up to care for others while silently wishing someone would care for her, who listens to everyone's problems but has no one to share her own with. It's easy to admire someone at their peak. It takes depth to respect someone in their quieter years. And if you're a Stoic, or striving to bathe is your call to awareness, start paying attention. Ask better questions. Don't assume. Don't project. Just listen. Ask her, what has life taught you that most people never learn? What was your biggest heartbreak and how did you survive it? What brings you peace today that would have seemed boring when you were young? What do you wish men understood about you? Then stay silent and really listen. No advice, no interruption, no judgment. You'll be surprised by what she reveals. And you'll never look at older women the same way again, because once you see them not with your eyes, but with your understanding, you'll realize their strength isn't fading. It's just quiet. And in a noisy world, that kind of strength is rare. Cherish it.